Today we have June 6th. It is a Wednesday. We're going heavy. 5 sets of 3 repetitions of the power clean. It's been a while since we had just a straight, heavy power clean day, and so we needed it. Here it is. After you warm up, do the do your own warm up if you so choose. Slowly, gradually build up some loading in the bar until you finally get to that first set, which is going to be a very challenging set of 3. Then that is what you should count as one of your 5 working sets. Don't count any of your warm-up sets towards those 5 sets of 3. That first one that you tick off as a set of 3 should be challenging. Classic question we always get is, do they have to be touch and go? No, they do not. Even if in my mind they're touch and go, not all people are comfortable doing that. Some people have got no problem with a very heavy weight racked across the front of their body, dropping it, controlling it, lowering it down. That shock load in their body doesn't bother them in any way, shape, or form. Other people, myself included, that feels terrible to me. I feel like I'm doing my body more harm than good. So if I'm doing a triple, I clean it, I drop it from the front rack. As soon as it settles down there on the ground, I don't waste any time. Get my grip, get tight, get set again, pull the second rep, drop it, do that, and that's how I do my triple. Then I rest 2, 3, 4 minutes before I do my next triple. So either way is fine. Either way you're struggling against heavy load, that's what gets you strong. Do it in the way that makes sense for you. If you're short on time, do that, walk out of the gym. If you have the time, there's a fun little piece there at the end. 3 rounds for time of 50 double unders and 10 power cleans at 135 or 95. And that's intended to be a loading that I think a lot of people are going to try to just hold on to the bar and cycle 10 fast power cleans, pick up the jump rope and go again. So it's supposed to be this very short time domain, high intensity kind of effort. If for you 135 is, you'd have to break it up into 5 sets of 2, that's not the right loading for you given the intention of the workout there. The scaled option today, it's still 5 sets of 3 5 sets of 3 reps power clean, but just don't worry about the weight that's on the bar. It doesn't even matter if it never challenges you. If you're brand new to an Olympic lift like that, spend your time with a very light to moderate barbell, hopefully under the eye of somebody that knows what they're doing, and just practice that technique. Practice, practice, practice. At the end of that, if you do feel like getting in the other part, I put single unders in there in case somebody struggles with the double unders. If not, do the double unders, and then I drop the power clean weight down to 95 pounds or 65 pounds. That might make sense for a scaled athlete. They may be able to go 115. They might even have to go a little lower in the weight. It's all good. It depends upon what that athlete's comfortable with. The accessory work for the day, bent over rows. I love the bent over rows. You're going to see them regularly because they're fantastic. 5 sets of 5 to 8 reps, and then accumulate 3 minutes of basically a static hold, hugging a sandbag or hugging a D-ball in front of you, and just blast the midline. We did this before, but we did it for 5 minutes, but that was the only accessory piece. So now that we have something else in there, the barbell bent over rows, I dropped it down to 3 minutes, and it should be wonderfully sufficient. If you don't have sandbags and D-balls, you buy them. They can be expensive, but they hold up to wear and tear. But for something like this where you're just holding it, you're not throwing it over your shoulder, or the sandbag is not smashing in the ground, you could find a canvas bag, something at a used Army Navy store filled with sand, and you could use it for static holds. It may not hold up to all the other movements we do with the D-ball or a sandbag, but you could make something happen with this. You could hold just a 45-pound plate. If you had 2 45-pound plates that, I don't know, you taped together, that's 90 pounds, you could hold it like that. So there are ways, as long as you're doing it safely, that you could do that second piece of the accessory work even if you didn't have a D-ball or whatnot. And you choose the weight on that, but I would say a lot of people would do it with 100 pounds for the men, 70 for the women, and if you are insane, you did it with like 150 for the men, 100 for the women, that would be a pretty miserable experience. But choose the weight that makes sense for you and have a blast.